Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
It's funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, I can hear you.
There we go.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time and the communication. It's appreciated.
My pleasure. Yeah, no, I'm honored.
You all settled back in?
As of today, I think I'm officially over my jet lag. About 60 seconds ago, a big thunderstorm just rolled in, so I'm hoping my power and internet don't get knocked out. But
right.
Yeah, other than that, things are great.
Whereabouts are you?
I am in South Carolina.
Okay, that's okay. Is that is down towards the south on the east coast, isn't it, South Carolina?
Yes, it's so close to Florida.
Yeah, I don't know the geography that well. I spent some time with some people from from Maine. I think they were from. I can't remember exactly where, but
yeah, that's the most northern of the East Coast states, I believe.
Okay, Chesapeake, am I right? Is that the Chesapeake Bay? Yeah, okay. Oh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So
I'm actually feeling a little nervous, which is surprising for me. I'm experiencing feelings I haven't experienced for quite a long time, actually, it's been quite an interesting morning so far. So, yeah.
Well, my aim is to make a welcoming space for any and all parts. So that's a message I would send to your nervous parts, and I have my own nervous parts.
Even now, after this many?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess they never go away, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to go away if and when I kind of get into it and get into a call. But seem to always be there at the beginning.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you've already got the language of parts in your vocabulary.
Yeah. Well, as you know, my wife is certainly much more experienced and imparts a bit of her knowledge and experiences to me. I dabbled without really going into it, just Yeah, but certainly, since I learned of the whole IFS thing, notice how often I use the word "a part of me,"
Yeah.
and start to realize, how I might react in a situation like this morning. The nerves I haven't felt for a long, long time reminded me of nerves that I felt. Certain events in my childhood, and recognizing how the significance that they're still there. That reaction's still there.
Yeah.
It was quite fascinating, actually.
Yeah. I think that's one of the key lessons about this work is that parts, they don't go away. We can help them be their best selves, and we can negotiate with them, but that's who you are.
Yeah, it's a part of me. Of course. Yeah, so I'm actually, as I say, I was a little bit nervous. There's a part of me that's kind of almost, am I going to be any good at this, which is also interesting. So let's see how we go.
All right. Well, again, and that could be something that we explore. So I just want to roll out the carpet to any and all parts. And usually that usually is kind of how I'm starting is with like what's up right now. And if that's what's here, then we could start there. Do you have any questions about this recording process or anything else before we start?
No, I don't think so. Again, through my wife, I know that you record the whole thing, that you edit it before it goes out. I've listened to a couple. So
it doesn't have to go out. It doesn't have to go out in its entirety or at all. I haven't. I used to publish like every other day, but I haven't published in 3 months. So I'm starting to wonder if I ever will publish again. So just wanted to clarify that aspect of it.
What's the reason for that, if there is one? And just
slowing down publishing?
Yeah.
It was always. It was never the fun part. I like doing the calls, and I wanted to share that, and I have. It's like I have shared it, and I have answered a lot of my kind of inquiries into what will happen if I do this, or how might this look. So there are diminishing returns on continuing to publish, and as I have not done it for a while, I have found myself able to make space for other dreams and other ideas with the podcast, with the project.
Okay, so it's a more of a personal thing, because I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about why you would do something like that. I guess my first thought was, for trying to sort of expose others, if that's the right word, educate others, share your, having a facility, a bank there for people to access to.
Yep, I wanted to create that.
Yeah,
and I wanted to take it seriously. I knew that if I did it publicly, it would, kind of motivate me in certain ways to really stay invested. And I wanted to, a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I wanted to document and share my own learning process, so people can see how people can relate to the callers, and people can relate to me, as many of my listeners are practitioners themselves, and they can see what it looks like for someone to figure it out on their own and
Uh-huh.
with the help of my callers.
Yeah, it's interesting that the you saying that you may not publish sort of brings a sort of feeling of relief almost. So the connection with my nerves leading up to this morning reminded me very much. I used to play a lot of sports and used to do a lot of tournaments when I was quite young. Sometimes with my brother, badminton was one of the early sports where I competed, and I noticed the same sort of reactions this morning. A lot of clock watching, bit of avoidance, distracting myself, and very similar sort of feelings and nerves, which I haven't experienced for a long, long time. It was interesting. I think part of that was the sort of feeling of performance,
Yes. Yeah.
Would I be any good at this? And also putting myself out there in front of other people. I used to, a couple of times I've really actually got what I learned later on, believed to be psychomatically sick. I would have flu building up to a tournament at the weekend, and then I'd make myself go, and it would go after the first sort of match. It was quite. But I was for all intents and purposes, I had flu.
Right.
And then it would just disappear. It was bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a thing. Parts can make us sick for sure.
It hasn't gone to that extent this morning, but yeah, it reminded me of that.
Would you like to have a minute of quiet meditation? And then after that, I'll ask you if you have any parts you'd like to work with.
Yeah, sure.
Or we can start with these ones or whatever's up for you right now. I can help you target that.
I've been trying to meditate. I joined the meeting early, and I've been trying to just sort of breathe and meditate a little in the lead up. So I guess either or, really, if you prefer the sort of minute meditation. But I'm quite happy to launch straight in. You could use it. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, I'll set a timer.
Sure.
Okay. So, do you have parts that you'd like to work with? Get to know better? Change your relationship with?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Many. The one that leaps to mind is, I guess, the one that's made itself known quite. Its presence felt quite strongly this morning. The nerves, the reaction to.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Seems to make sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What's it feel like in your body? How do you notice the nervousness, sensations?
Slightly tingly, sort of on edge sensations through my arms, particularly my sort of forearms down through my hands, my legs also probably less so, but it's mainly. It's all through the body, but that's where it seems to be particularly intense.
Okay. All right.
Chest as well, solar plexus area.
And in this moment, how do you feel towards the nervous part?
I'm intrigued, I guess, towards the nervous part. I feel like I'm smiling, actually.
Okay.
I feel like I have a slight smile, and it's just appeared on my face as I say it. But it feels quite. Actually, feels quite quite happy, quite pleasant. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you feeling curious about the nervous part?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. See if you can let it know that. And in any way, kind of get its attention, ask it to turn towards you. And you could try asking it what it wants you to know. And I'll also say that nothing has to be shared with me out loud. And again, nothing has to be published, shared with anyone else.
Sure.
So the question is to the nervous part, what does it want you to know?
There's a I'm looking for some sort of signs. I'm not sure what I'm looking for to know that I'm getting some sort of response.
Okay. That's fine. Thanks for speaking for that. Maybe you're not getting a response.
No, I notice physically my hands are tightening slightly on my knees.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can let it know that you're noticing that you're noticing the sensations, you're noticing the tightening. You're feeling the intensity of it and that you're curious about it. And you could even ask it, to speak with you. You could ask it to step back a little bit, to give you a little space. I like to think of kind of sitting on the other side of the table instead of on top of me when a part feels like it maybe is, if it's feeling too close or too blended. And just let it know that you can understand it better. If it will give space and just speak with you or communicate with you.
Okay, I'm doing that. I'm trying that.
I've got some other ideas and prompts if that doesn't feel helpful. Or
I'm finding it difficult to be. It's kind of a feeling that I don't know what I'm looking for, so I don't know what it's going to look like, feel like, sound like. You know, when that that's, I guess, slight separation you know, happens.
I also don't know. And it's, you know, some people are really visual, some people are not at all, and so I don't know.
No, sure,
I do know that you are able to notice the part, you are able to pick up on the sensations, and you were noticing some connection about will I be any good at this, and feelings around performance. So that could be another kind of trailhead. You might ask it about its connection with that.
There's definitely resistance there. I'm just wondering if it may be better for me to try and ask it out loud rather than
Sure, that's an
internally.
Option. I also want to offer that it's okay for it to be resistant. It doesn't have to speak. It doesn't have to have the spotlight. It doesn't have to do anything.
I guess that's kind of the crux of this part, isn't it? The you mentioned the word spotlight and the fear of the spotlight.
Yeah, of course.
And it actually feels like that's allowing me to move into that part.
Yeah, just empathizing with, letting it know that you understand that about it.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable with the spotlight. And that's fine. We can respect that.
Yeah. I'm just going into that, making other connections further back in my life, where, being in the spotlight wasn't okay.
Yeah.
In fact, was very much discouraged. And the reasons why that was, it's interesting, I guess, because I was imagining that this part of me started to form around the sort of 11 mark. That was the age that kept coming into my mind earlier this morning, and at the start of the conversation, and now realizing that actually goes farther back, and that is I know where it is now.
Great.
I believe it's connected to. I have an older brother who was a lot more reserved than me. I was a very lively child. I have ADHD, so you may well know, and was very, very energetic and curious. And my brother was not. And so my energy and sort of natural way of putting myself out there into things was discouraged, and in the hope that he might then be pushed forward, become a little bit, more that way, I guess.
Yeah. For who to become a little bit more, what way?
For him to put himself by holding me back, giving him more space to move into.
Okay.
And I keep getting that 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Those all sound like really important connections. See if you can thank the part for helping you see those connections. Just let it know that they do matter.
Okay. My instinct is to, in this sort of situation, it's almost like a meditational kind of instinct, is to go, I guess, fairly introverted in that way, and just go and stay within rather than express, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I am. thanking it, and feeling the sensation of thanks and gratitude.
Great.
In myself.
Yeah. Just keep trying to show it that. So would you say, and you can check this out with the part, that its function in having you stay inside is one of protection? It's a protective part.
Yeah. Are you asking me? Are you asking me to ask the part?
Both.
Both, yeah, of course.
Just wondering if we're all seeing that. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that. We know.
Great.
That.
Great.
Don't want to make a fool of yourself, do you?
Right. Yeah.
You don't risk that if you just keep it in.
Right. And so it's showing you some stuff around 11. It's showing you some stuff around age 5, around your brother.
Yeah, I know it was earlier than that too. Obviously I didn't start at the age of 5, suddenly becoming, sort of very energetic and very, energetic in so many ways. And sometimes the way that was done or enforced is the word that comes to mind, was would be quite, it could be quite it can be done in quite a sort of putting down way.
And being put down? Yeah.
A negative comment towards my being. Yeah,
well, that's what I was going to ask about. I was going to ask, what is so bad about, expressing yourself, especially at those times, just to this part, like what are the consequences of that? It sounds like it's showing you some of that being put down.
Yeah, and being wrong. As I said, making a fool of yourself. I want to rationalize it. There's part of me that wants to rationalize it and put it in a logic form.
Okay. Will you tell me more about that? What that means in this context?
I think in this context, if I can put it in if I can rationalize it, put it in that makes sense way, takes me away from the emotion of it.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So great job noticing that, analyzing, rationalizing part. It sounds like it also has a protective role, and you can thank it for that. And I'll let it know that I'm taking notes. And we also have a recording. So if we need to do some analyzing, we can do that. It wants to keep you away from the emotional aspects.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was having a similar conversation. I wonder if that's the prompt for my mind. This is just, with my son last night, we watched as a family, watched a very intense conclusion to an English TV series that drove some questions, and I started talking to my son after, and my daughter. But my son and I tend to connect more on these things about my father, his grandfather, and how he would really impress that you got to resign yourself to facts and reality and deal with that, and which is true, but but it will also take you away from feeling the emotions of situations, and that both are valid, helpful.
Yeah, something else I wanted to maybe share with any parts that want to keep you away from the emotions is that makes a lot of sense, and that we know that their intentions are good. And I feel the same way. When you were telling me that you're making these connections about age 5 and such, I just as a guide, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to redirect or put on the brakes so that we don't, go too quickly or go to a place that's overwhelmingly emotional. So I just want to let it know that I'm also looking out for that, and that is really important in this work. Is how do we do this? How do we learn about parts without being taken over by parts, and especially if they're, old and traumatic and exile-y, how can we understand them without just reliving the pain?
Yeah, they're still raw. That's no doubt.
Yeah.
Some 50 plus years later.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's one of the most important parts of my job is helping people figure that out of, how do we do this without being overwhelmed?
Yeah.
And you might find some tools that work really well for that. One is that you can just ask parts not to overwhelm you. If something feels too intense, or like, we're looking into the void here, and it's scary, you can just speak for that that's what's coming up for you, and we have all kinds of options.
Thank you. They thank you. I'm aware of that. I am emotional, so I think since the beginning, tears have been streaming down my face, not necessarily, it's which is something that happens quite a lot when I'm feeling emotional and witness others' emotion, be it real or, fabricated, like TV movies sort of thing. I do cry very easily. Or have tears very easily. It doesn't necessarily stop the other emotions. I can be smiling and still feel that.
Does that feel connected to or coming from the nervousness, or does it feel like something else?
I think so. I think there is a feeling of nervousness there, and conversely, I can have the same sensations when I'm laughing. A feeling of nervousness, the lack of control just flashed into my mind. Not in control at those moments. Perhaps that's the foundation, if you like, of the nervousness in those strong emotions, regardless. happy or sad, ostensibly.
Right. So I'm assuming you also have parts that don't want you go in there. They don't want you crying, and they don't want you out of control. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but completely, it's a okay, so I'm going to dip back in to experiences that are flashing through my mind, and not necessarily individual experiences, just kind of umbrella childhood experiences of very much not crying. Boys don't cry.
Yeah.
It could be hard as nails, and I just had a flash of my little security fluffy toy when I was younger, which I was kind of, I won't say made, but strongly encouraged to get rid of. But around that time, 5, and that's when the crying became less, the upset became less allowed.
Yes.
And and I have this memory, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but of also in those conversations being, it was less okay to have cuddles with my mum. And again, that having to contain my energies, my curiosities. They the feelings of nervousness around it being, of laughing, of happiness, of sadness, upset. Kind of fits.
Yeah. I just want to check in with the nervous part. How does it feel about the way that you've been exploring it so far and speaking for it so far? Because we wanted to be careful about the spotlight.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering how this has been, what we've done so far.
I feel sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite intense.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel quite upset, like I want to cry.
Okay. Does it feel like the part's sadness, or does it feel like a compassionate sadness that you have for the part?
I think more the latter, the compassion.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot to grieve in there, or there's parts that are.
I think there's certainly an element of sadness coming from the part as well, of course.
Okay.
Well, not of course, there is.
Okay.
Yeah, elements of both. I think probably the greater is the compassion.
Great.
But the source is the sadness from the part.
Great. Okay. Yeah, maybe you can reflect that to it, that you notice its sadness, that you have your own compassionate kind of sadness. And again, if any of this feels like too much, slow down. We can do that. If you want to hit mute, if you want to hang up, anything, you have those options. And there's no hurry.
I don't feel that. I feel very curious. I feel almost in a slightly trippy sort of state, I guess.
Yeah, you're feeling curious and compassionate.
Yeah.
You can see the parts, you can hear from the parts, you can be with them, you can experience them without being overwhelmed. You can understand connections. And I would venture to say that that is yourself. That is the quality of self. And it's something you can do for any part. So you might just let them know that.
And I notice when I'm trying to talk to a part or my parts that I often smile. There's sort of smile that appears on my face. It's and feelings of pleasure.
Yeah.
Tears still streaming down my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were able to show the nervous part some appreciation for its intention to protect you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did it receive that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say I'm not sure, but then that came very definitely.
Okay, great.
I still feel in my solar plexus quite a heavy feeling on this.
You could try asking that if it has a message for you or anything it wants you to know.
The words that were coming into my head were that well, no, nothing's coming.
That's what was coming, is nothing's coming?
Yeah, almost straight away.
All right.
I guess
that's okay.
There's a reluctance there.
I think you're doing a great job of speaking for the parts that you do notice and what they're saying.
Okay.
A question for the nervous part. What would it rather be doing with its energy if it didn't have to work so hard to protect you?
Doesn't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess I've only ever done that. So the word options keeps flashing into my mind. I guess it doesn't know anything else.
Yeah. You could try asking it how old it thinks you are.
I have two answers, 5 and 3. I think.
All right.
5 is maybe rationalizing again. 5 is sort of memory cut-off age in a way, and 3 is also it keeps returning to my mind.
Okay. Again, I believe that's all important information. You can thank it for that. Let it know that all those connections matter and that we can explore them more or less now or later. So just let it know. Yeah, thank it.
Thank you.
And then update it with your real age.
Okay. Okay. I've sent that message. I keep coming in and out of the, my hands tensing and gripping my legs a little. I'm being aware of that, and why they're doing that. Where the conversations are going, the feelings are going, and causing that.
Yeah, do you feel like you have an understanding of what causes that fluctuation, or do you want to ask more about that? Ask the part.
I think I am with the part and feeling as though we know.
Okay.
Well, that's all about, or what some of it's about.
Okay. Yeah. The part was saying that this is all it's ever known. It wouldn't know what to do with options because this is all it's ever known.
Yeah.
Again, you could thank it for its tireless work.
It wants to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you could ask it to show you what that would look like for it.
It's dancing, it's singing, it's laughing, it's unrestrained.
Yeah. Nice.
It's what it is, yeah. And just playing, just doing. Just doing what feels, what comes.
Yeah.
Without restraint, without control.
Yeah. And the things you were listing, they're also quite expressive.
Which things?
Oh, dancing and singing, and this is a part that's looks out for expression, and it has seen that as dangerous. And in its ideal world, it gets to be expressive. That's playful and joyful to it. Yeah, you can let it know that you can help it get there. That you can spend time with it, and you can also spend time with any other parts. So if you have parts, if there is a 3-year-old or 5-year-old in there, if there are other protective parts, and I assume there are, that you can go through a pretty similar process of understanding them, understanding those connections, and more than just understanding intellectually, but really valuing, appreciating, and helping, healing.
I sort of come in and out of waves of feelings of connection and and feelings of being in the rational mind. Yeah,
could check in again with the rational mind part. Does it have concerns? What's it concerned about happening if it doesn't? If it lets you stay in that connected place?
I guess a feeling of not understanding.
Yeah.
It wants to understand.
Like understanding
what's
this process and what's got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
And when you're in the emotional part of the wave, it's a lot more joyous. It's a lot more free. It's a lot more fun. Is actually and is bringing about its own understanding, which is a different kind of understanding.
That's right. That's right. You have different modes of understanding.
Yeah.
And the rational part is also a good part. It's there for a good reason.
Yeah, it's agreeing with that and making sense of that. It's importance.
Right. But you also might reflect to it that it is hard to do both. It is hard to connect from a place of self and also rationalize and analyze.
It wants to know if that's possible. It wants to know, actually. The immediate response.
Great.
As soon as
that's a great question.
As soon as those words landed,
Yeah. And can you clarify? So what exactly it wants to know if it's possible to do both at the same time?
Yeah, to understand and be in the emotion and okay. I'm going to try and clarify this. Is it possible to understand and still be feeling the emotion? It is possible. It knows that. It's experienced that.
Yeah. I think that's would be my answer too. That. And also, the first thing I was thinking is that, again, we can't get rid of parts, and I'm not a anti-rational kind of person myself. It's important.
It is.
Yeah.
About function in a rational world.
Yeah. But when any part blends too much, if any part tries to lead and then I'm hyper rational, right? I'm only rational, then I can't really access some of the other stuff. And I think that's the message that I would want to send it, is just show it what you have done already, just in our very brief exploration here. What you've been able to see and understand, you have a part that couldn't imagine any other way of being, and it shows you itself playing. And that came, from a not rational type of connection. And so I think in our work, our goal is self-leadership. So that kind of just means leading with curiosity and compassion, and being informed by our parts rather than being led by our parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was having experience, connecting.
Uh-huh.
When I go into that hyper rational part, it can be work, but it can also be around times which we're leading up to now as well. We're off for a few weeks at the end of the week, and that sort of I'm not very organised, not surprisingly. But I switch into a hyper rational kind of mode, particularly once we're on the way. The morning that we go, just kind of realising that I'm going to switch into that. Yeah. Expecting to switch into that mode. Now I've made some connections with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that we can we can kind of harness all the parts. We can that's the wrong word. We can consciously bring them up to the front seat. And that's great. And we can have a dialogue with them and agreements with them about when and where and how much, and let's make sure we're not stepping on this other part's toes, and
it will take over. I know it will take over, and I know that
right.
There won't be fun. There won't be fun until we're there, until that first part of the arriving at the airport, getting to the airport on time, and then there'll be relief, and then there'll be some fun, but up to knowing we're okay. That part will want to take control, and until that point, won't be room for much else. It really does become quite black and white.
Right. Yeah, I think that's kind of how they all work. At least our protective parts. They have a job. It's of critical importance, and every other part is just kind of in the way, right? Like when I'm trying to be hyper rational, well, I better not have this nervous or crying part coming up, for example. And so they are all kind of contending in that way when we're parts led. They don't have the option of, or the perspective of self, and they're not really able to empathize with other parts, or keep an eye out on everybody else because they have that focus on the job.
Completely. There'll be no space for anything else. There'll be no space for messing around or jokey stuff, or this is serious. We gotta we gotta do this, and we gotta do it now. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm usually trying to conclude whenever I'm doing parts work is like, I'll conclude with a question like, so what do you need from me going forward? And you could pose that to the rational part, or you would spend so much, you had gotten to know the nervous part, and so you could ask it that, what does it need from you, the self, in the future?
What does the rational part need from me?
Sure, if that's the one you want to ask now. We didn't spend a lot of time coming to know it, so might be a little out of order but yeah, you could ask it that. But I would definitely want to ask also that nervous part that we were with before.
Comfort, support. knowing it's okay, that it's going to be okay.
And do you have a good understanding of what that looks like or how you might do that?
Yeah. Well, I have things to offer, experiential things to offer, where I was going to say despite, but that's harsh. Even though those parts were concerned and worried and nervous, things turned out fine. They always did turn out fine.
Okay, so that's one way of offering just a reminder of historical. Ask the part if that feels comforting to it, or if it has more that it would like, or something different.
Yeah, it does yearn for something different. I guess rationally, otherwise it would be less concerned, be less bothered in those situations. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's both an emotional response from the part and then a rationalization of that emotion. Yeah, knowing. Whereas the rational part is when we were talking about which one, I was looking at the rational part first, and there's not a lot of response there. There's a bit more empty feeling, shut feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
When I looked the other way, there was pretty much immediate response.
Yeah. So that was coming more from the nervous one. The one. Okay, great.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
See if we can stay with that then. Yeah. The rational part may need its own longer conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this other part is saying, being reminded of historical, it worked out okay last time, is not very comforting to it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you
even if I become mentally aware that during the process that it's going to be okay. Everything always is okay. It doesn't matter how it turned out, whether it was how you perceived it would be or not. But it's still.
I wonder if that comes from the rational parts. The rational part saying, "Hey, rationally, I'm looking at the statistics here, and we survived last time." And yeah,
I would say.
Okay.
One of the rational parts.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you can ask this part to show you more around what it needs to feel comfortable and what it needs uniquely from self, from you and your current age with your powers of compassion and curiosity. To name just a couple.
Free. That came immediately and keeps coming. There's a need to be free.
Okay. And what it wants to be free from is that role that it feels like it's always been stuck in.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Great.
know if it. I don't know if it has also been allowed to experience the successes, if you like,
Yeah.
of the things working out regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I am assuming that it, as a protective part, it also has its exile parts. It has the parts that it wants to protect, or protect you from experiencing their being overwhelmed by, or the sadness. And that is something that you can do, that you can go to any part, that you can go to exile parts, that you can help them and heal them. And that is one way that we can free protectors and free other parts to be there, to step into roles that they prefer, and that's natural for them.
So the protector part
Mm-hmm.
is protecting perhaps a whole host of other parts behind it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I think we started to get a glimpse of them when it thinks you're 3 and 5.
Yeah.
That all makes sense. That of course it would have to work so hard if you were 3 or 5, and that probably is around when this part became who it is and took on its role. And there were the experiences that weren't allowed, the feelings that weren't allowed, that were exiled. And that you can go to them and reconnect with them. It takes time, and it takes permission. It takes permission from these parts that have been focusing on them, or focusing on exiling them.
I think that also came to me as an immediate reaction. That's, this, I'm not ready to open up, let you in there.
Right. Yeah, that's what protectors do.
Mm.
And they have a very good reason. They have very good reason. Because it was not safe. It was not welcome. It would invite attack or negative comments or being put down. A lot of pain. Right, exactly.
A lot of pain behind there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Young pain, what's more painful than the pain of a child?
Absolutely. That's right. Yep.
I'm feeling some of that. I know it's way more intense, but it just.
That's right. Yeah.
Just. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of pain behind there.
Right.
Deep pain.
Yeah. Okay. Let it know that. Let it know that you're getting a glimpse of that. And again, it matters. That there is a way for you to go there.
My logical mind's trying to cut in here.
Yeah, what's it saying?
It just went into it went really quickly into what's going on here, and comparing it with very minimal other bit of parts work that I tried to do and started comparing the two. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for what it's worth, this all seems very normal to me, and it all fits in my rational paradigm and my experience of doing IFS. So I won't ask it to trust me on faith, but I've seen how this makes sense for a lot of people and seen how the process works. And I am happy to, also to answer those kind of questions or to talk about the process. So
okay.
Just want to let it know it's welcome.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's doing its job. It's probably getting a little bit uncomfortable there.
Okay.
I guess that's,
Yeah.
That's where it comes in.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you can send a message to all of these parts that you can revisit them at a pace that works for you and them.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I feel good with that.
Great.
It just feels like a little bit of pressure just being relieved there.
Yeah. I know that in the beginning you were kind of getting a message or concern about being any good at this. I'm wondering how that is now.
Yeah, interesting. Because as soon as you said it, it was a part of me that wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
So, was I any good then? Yeah.
Sure.
Go straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it, as it came in, it removed the other thing that was in my mind before it, and I can't recall that now.
My apologies if I took us off track.
No, I don't think so. Just possibly, yeah, or maybe off that track down another. It was interesting to see it, though. It's good to see it, making me smile.
Yeah.
And there was also that was it's just come back. There was a part there that was okay. Feels like we're coming to the end. It's all going to be over. Yeah, that's good. We're at the end. We're done.
Sure.
And feeling and seeing that light at the end of its tunnel, and getting
yeah. Just let it know that this work is about you and your parts, and you can do it with my guidance or without. And from one perspective, there is no end. You can try to ignore parts, and maybe not go to some parts, but they're always going to be in you. So those are kind of the options: are come to understand them, bring your self energy to them, or not.
Yeah, the word friends keeps coming to mind. I want to be friends with them. That's
yeah. That's right.
They're me after all.
That's right. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. You can befriend them. And I also would offer that that might be the low bar, that ultimately they're your family. And yeah, they can be a lot closer and supportive and greater than the sum.
Mm-hmm. That feels good. That feels optimistic to know that.
Yeah. Does the nervous part or any other part have any questions or concerns, or is there anything we skipped in our time with them today?
Possibly is the word.
Mm-hmm.
Though I also feel a lightness or a lessening of the heaviness that I felt in parts of my body.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Without doubt. Still an awareness there, but it feels more less hollow, more filled, and lighter somehow.
Yeah. All right. If anybody has questions for me, my door is open. You can message me anytime. I'd love to keep working with you, so I'll send you more invitations to do that. And I sent you one booking link, and now it's used up, and there's maybe one more spot on my calendar because they go fast. But normally, if people want to work with me and I like working with them, we can meet more regularly, and I will invite you to do that. So,
yeah, I would like that, James.
Cool.
I would very much like that.
Yeah.
I'm just we're away for 3 weeks. From Friday, we'll be in the UK, so it might be a bit of time calculations and not knowing how available I'll be. Yeah, if you could send me
great,
that possibility, that time slot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have a look around it, and the time differences and so on, and see how we go. Otherwise, I'd like to do that. I'd like to not leave it, 4 weeks.
Okay, great.
But hey, if we have to, we have to.
Cool.
Yeah, well, cool.
Good work. Bravo. Thank you for reaching out. It's been nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for meeting that reach with open arms. It's appreciated.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. Cheers, James.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Yeah, okay, mate. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.